something that can't be taught by these stupid machines that beat match for you and all that stuff. They can't feel the crowd and tell you what to play.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Jeff London, DJ Jason Smith.
Here come the pain.
When the sun goes down, the music turns up. A whole new world opens up behind the velvet rope. Join us as we take you behind the scenes of the nightlife world.
Are you ready?
DJ Jason Smith, Jeff London. I'm the promoter, he's the DJ podcast, live from Boston, Massachusetts.
2-1, rock, paper, scissors.
Damn it.
Episode 18.
Episode 18. 2-1, bro.
Hurley, I don't think this charger's working. Oh. That's all right. I know what we're talking
Can
about.
somebody plug my friend Jeff in?
That's okay.
Jeff's robot battery is turning low.
I am
Out
dying.
of power.
How's your weekend, bro? Or week?
I didn't do anything this week because I've been recovering from the past weekend. Where was I? Well, I've been at like Foxwoods all weekend. Well, Thursday night I had off.
What'd you do?
I had the fortunate opportunity of going to see the one and only Mr. David Chappelle.
Pretty dope.
Pretty dope. Shout out my guy Trauma. He took care of me. And it was great. It seemed like he was back to like just telling jokes, and it was amazing. Well, the difference was I think that for a long time he had that Netflix opportunity to preach a message and take, use that platform to get a message across. And, now that he's done that, now he can kind of get back to the comedian side of things.
Right.
And it was awesome. Was
he back on fire? His jokes on point?
like so good, man. It's like
his delivery is unbelievable.
not only that, but it's just I actually went to the show Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
So seeing it was interesting to see because he makes you think he's thinking of this stuff right off the top of his head, the way he speaks about these jokes.
Right.
Like he's telling the joke and he's like, I'm gonna have to look that up later.
Yeah.
But he said it again on Friday. It's part of the joke, and that's what makes it so genuine and like
because
so
you really feel like
mind-blowing.
he's just like giving a speech.
Like
and
he
just
just came off
jokes,
the top of his head. He's like, oh, I got to check that guy's name out. But there's no checking that guy's name out. It's part of the delivery to the joke, not the punchline. But what would it be called?
The delivery.
The delivery, yes. So it's like he was just crushing it, man. And it was. I'm glad I got to see it 2 nights in a row because the first night I had great seats, and the second night not so great seats.
How great
Shout
were
out
your
to my
seats?
mother. The first night I had like 4th row. Second night I had 2nd row to the last.
4th row to the wall.
I was in the back, like we stood up and
And nobody told you to sit down because there was nobody behind you.
We stood up. We were dizzy. We were like, whoa. I know we were high and shit, but we were like, it was like old school, like going to Yankee Stadium, sitting in the nosebleeds. Like it's like straight up.
It's like pitch
On
at an
top.
angle.
It's like almost walking up a ladder. So we're like, this is getting dizzy. It was like crazy.
Wait, you were high while being high?
Yeah, I was high.
Wow.
Wow, that's a good one, Jeff. That's a good one.
Call Dave Chappelle, get a new joke for him.
Maybe we could have opened for him. So seeing the nights back to back like that was cool because he was getting heckled a little bit on Friday night.
Yeah.
He had some frat guys in the audience going, "Woo, Dave, I'm getting married, bro," and he would like make fun of him, like, you know what I'm saying. And
They just wanted the attention.
Yeah, and it kept on going. And Dave's like, you know what? I'm going to let y'all get it out of your system. I'm going to sit here. I'm still going to get paid the same amount of money. You guys are the ones who are going to lose out. It was funny at first.
Yeah.
But then it got a little bit too much. But you could see how professional he was because he would get into the joke. And he only one time he started telling the next joke that he was supposed to tell in the middle of this other joke. But it was good. And he just flows so right. His timing is so perfect.
Yeah, he's good. I
I loved it. And I had the opportunity to and then Friday night I was with Lil Jon, a dear friend of mine. We've been friends for about probably over 15 years.
Was his mascot friend there too?
No, he wasn't.
Just his
jerk
boy.
off. He killed it. He's probably one of the best open format DJs when it comes to bringing energy to the room.
He has some energy.
He is so sweet to me. He's a great dude, and I'm very fortunate to have him as a friend of mine, and we speak like that. You know what I mean? I met him the first time at Georgia University.
Wow.
We had the same sponsor when I was on tour with Swayze. We had Oakley as a sponsor, and so did Lil Jon. So we crossed paths like that, and then we created a friendship. I guess he liked my energy. He kept on telling me how proud he was of my weight loss, and I'm proud of your weight loss too, bro.
It was my birthday weekend. I kind of gave it back.
Me too. I was on the road for birthdays. I kind of slipped off, and then we went to.
Hurley just hooked up my charger. We're good.
Sweet.
Thanks, Hurley.
He's back. And then John took me to. We went up to go see Dave's after party, and then Saturday I was at Shrine. I DJ'd. Mm-hmm. Oh, Dave came through on Thursday night for a little while.
Oh, to what?
To Shrine to hang out. It was me, Cypher Sounds, and Trauma all hanging out, and Dave decided to come down. He was supposed to come down on Saturday when I was spinning, but he ended up having the party in the suite because the show. What the problem was, Dave likes the party after the show,
right?
But the problem was the show was. The second, he had two shows, one at 7 and one at 11.
Oh,
so the 11 o'clock show
gets out so late.
Yeah, it was like 1:30. So he wanted to usher to the club, and it was like 1:40 when they wanted to bring him in. It was just no point. So Dave had a party upstairs, and we went up there, and the conversations in that room were absolutely amazing between everybody and Dave. And Dave just wants to have fun and talk and walk around, and it's like there's no egos in the room, and it's great.
Speaking of which, about egos, Sunday night, whose birthday did you do?
Jeff London's birthday. It's the birthday show for Jeff London one time. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
On the air birthday, that's right. It was me and Lil Jon, too, yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun. John.
You killed it.
He was so proud. Like, my DJing has gotten so on point. I hate to toot my own horn and shit because I never do that. But I'm, like, really fucking focused, man, and it's really you could see it in my shows.
It was dope.
He acknowledged that, so it was dope. So that was my crazy weekend, and I had to go to Jeff's birthday party, which was amazing. You have an amazing family, and you're a very, very lucky gentleman.
I am lucky because
I have social anxiety, and when you put me in settings like that, it's a little too much for me, and I didn't feel that way at all. So it was lovely, man.
The family's dope. I'm glad you were able to come.
So but since you and I were in different places, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was a busy weekend. I mean, I was over at Grand Scorpion Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Vice was there. Vice kills as always. Yeah, Scorpion DJs were on point. I mean, it was just a solid weekend, but it was so busy down the Seaport and Seaport part of Boston to where the clubs are. It was just like.
Did you get a lot of foot traffic because it was busy down there, or do you think everything was already planned? And
I think that actually goes into our question of the week. Nice job. I think most of the
dude,
people...
I read the fucking thing. I tried to segue you, bitch.
So, I think it was...
I'm a professional podcaster now. I was trying to set you up, bro.
Nice setup, Jason. No, tables were booked already, so it was pre-planned. But, a lot of foot traffic, especially for Scorpion, where people can go in there, hang out for 2 hours, and then...
Well, there's like an open bar area that's in the Seaport that people go to that probably closes early and they still want to party too, right?
Yeah, and
So we kind of take advantage of that.
Yeah, but you just get people coming out of there.
Oh, they're already just twisted.
Twisted, yeah.
So Jeff, how much of the night is planned and how much of it is on the fly? I think, like table play. That's a good question though. So you just said some of it's on the fly, but as far as like table placement goes, that's like totally different. Like hosts coming on and like headliners coming on and like how do you know like do you pre-plan? Does the seating go by how much money they're spending? I know probably at the bigger clubs they definitely do.
So yes, the question is, are the tables planned out? And yes, they are. They are pre-booked by a certain location.
What's the determination of that?
And based on location is...
You're basically paying for the real estate.
Correct. So it determines the closer you are to the stage, DJ, whatever, the higher minimums it is. And some people request, certain servers.
Oh, servers, really?
And then some people request that they like a certain table. Once they've been in the club so many times, I like this table, I like this server, I like this bottle service girl. So that stuff is pre-planned out. But
it's almost like going to the bar and you look because you like the bartender.
Exactly. But
look at that.
Then again, you have Little John showing up with Vice. Where are you going to put him? You got to bump a table now.
Now you're pushing.
Now, if you bump one table, it's a domino effect. You're bumping other tables, but some tables are seated, so that's when it gets a little crazy. Or a guy comes up and he's like, "I want the best table in the house." I'm like, "The best table is this amount of money." Which is like a crazy amount, and if he bites, then we're moving some people.
Around, I've definitely been moved from tables before.
And you have the opposite. Then you have somebody that wanted their table, but somebody has a higher minimum. They get bumped, and they get it. I don't want this table anymore. That's when the stuff gets a little hairy.
And
you get a little comp bottle of champagne. Usually,
and you try to play to their needs because they are VIP. They're spending a lot of money, so you want to give them what they want.
Absolutely.
But if you can't, you have to find another way to fill that void.
100%. And that goes in with like the host coming on. The host can be late. The headliner DJ can be late. So now you have to get in touch with the DJ, make sure that he knows like you got to go to 12:30 instead of 12. You got to keep talking on the mic till he comes on. You got to do this, do that. So that kind of stuff's on the fly. But you try to make as much of it pre-planned out so that you're
just so you can be prepared. It's like being a chef in the kitchen. You prep your food before the restaurant gets slammed.
Yeah. So, but everything is so crazy now because everything is on apps and stuff. So it's in real time. So if I move a table, literally,
it's pretty amazing.
The manager can see while I'm doing it, and it works out pretty well. So that stuff, the old paper running to the back, cross out the name, and then write down it again.
That's crazy.
That was pretty crazy back then.
See, like I love Mystique. I'm sorry, Memoir. Mm-hmm. There's an upstairs, right? And if I were to buy a table,
100%,
I'd want to be upstairs.
That mezzanine that looks over the dance floor,
so beautiful.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather be up there. I don't need to be seen at a table. You know what I mean? Back in the day, there was no tables. There was a VIP section,
right? But not tables.
Yeah. For a great example would be the mezzanine at Memoir would actually be the VIP section.
That mezzanine is sick. It just overlooks the dance floor. You're out of the action.
I sit up there before I go on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Little John Friday night, and him and I were hanging out at Shrine. We were upstairs, just catching the vibe. It's so. I like that better than being on top of each other, being next. I prefer that over being right next to the DJ.
Okay, now I'm going with you.
Okay.
How much of your DJ set, is pre-planned prior to the show, and how much is it, on the spot in the middle of a show?
Well, that's a great question, Jeffrey. Thank you for asking.
It's not me asking that question. It's our viewers.
I love
thanks
that.
to our
Thank
viewers.
you for the questions, y'all. There's some DJs that have their set completely top to bottom done now. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, whichever way you look at it, but I am not that person. Mm-hmm. But there is some prep that goes into it for sure.
Right.
So what it would be for me is music comes out so quick now. Mm-hmm. So it's so fast, and it's hard to be attached to all this new shit. Again, I think we spoke about it on the podcast before. Sure. Is you'll have a song that's hot this week that you can't even feel comfortable playing next week because it's like it fell flat.
Yeah.
So there's records that I play that I know carry through the years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's just certain
Family
records
and Scoop
that
stuff,
that stuff that's always got like
Mobamba's got some legs on it,
like 20 years worth of legs.
Yeah,
Mobamba I started playing again actually, and it's been working well. You just pick and choose. You see, another thing is you take some time away from that record, you could reintroduce it.
Right.
Like Mobamba, I took it out of my set for a while. The only planning that goes into my sets is that there's specific nights that I know what kind of genre I'm going to be going towards a little bit more. Like the hip hop, I'm cool. I know I don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
But the newer trap stuff, like, the down south trap stuff, like the young kids and in the house music, that's constantly changing so fast. So prepping a night, if I know it's going to be a big club, I'm going to pull some big house records
Right.
that I normally couldn't play. Be like, oh shit, I want to play this tonight, or I'll reintroduce this just to keep my set bubbling. But nothing. I sometimes spend time pulling records for the night. And I put it in a separate crate, and I'll say, these are some, whatever date I'm doing.
Right.
And it'll just have like 20 records in there that I want to reintroduce into my set that might not be in my main crate. I play out of a main crate.
Right. Okay.
One crate, main crate,
like
and
that.
just rock. And the reason why I don't plan too much prior, because
You got to feel the crowd too.
I'm an open format DJ. The key, major key, is something that can't be taught by these stupid machines that beat match for you and all that stuff. They can't feel the crowd and tell you what to play.
Right.
Little John and I speak about this all the time because he's such a big open format DJ. Opening and playing with John is so difficult because you never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's just feeling the crowd.
He just feels the crowd. That's why John gets there a half hour, 45 minutes early, has a drink, sees what they're vibing to, what they're not.
Maybe 5
and
drinks.
then attacks. Yeah, maybe 5.
Shots.
And then he talks. Shots and attacks.
Shots. Shots.
So-
Shots.
You just read the crowd, man. And Riz, DJ Riz, shout out DJ Riz. He was probably one of the best DJs to ever read the crowd there is. And that's a very important thing, and that's something that can't be taught by a computer and these young bucks. You know what I mean? Like, you could have your set planned from front to back all day. I've seen DJs flop and not know what to do.
Right.
So not much planning goes. Mostly, I'm just feeling the vibe. Sometimes I play like Guns N' Roses, and I'll play the whole song because I know they'll sing along.
Right.
Sometimes I'll play just the beginning guitar part and mix into something else because
Do you
they're
know
not
where
going to
you
sing
are?
along. I'm in the jungle, baby.
Very good.
So planning, you just have to. My DJing style is just throwing as much shit at the wall and seeing what sticks.
I like that.
You know what I mean? It's facts. Sometimes I think it's going to be a house crowd and it could automatically turn and not work.
Yeah. See,
So you have to be able to pivot.
I like that.
It's like that's a major key, and a lot of people can't pivot like that. They get stuck.
Well, that's a great answer and awesome answer
thanks,
for young
buddy.
up and DJs that are listening and people that want to know what's behind the scenes.
That's the hardest thing. I can't teach you how to do that. You just have to pay attention to what the vibe is. You know what I mean?
And for everybody, keep sending those questions.
Yeah, the
these
questions
are
are
awesome.
weird.
These are awesome.
we love
Send them
them.
into I'm the promoter, he's the DJ.
On our Instagram, or
DM
I am the
us.
promoter, he's the DJ at gmail.com.
Yeah, just find a way to send them. I love these questions.
Yo, hit us up on our personal IGs, Jeff London _ and Jason Smith Music on IG.
You know what time it is?
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
bitch.
I'ma get on Yelp. I'ma get on Yelp. I'ma get on Yelp in a minute and review this piece of shit place.
Well, that music just confirms that it's part of our new segment called Yelp Reviews by Jeff. Let's go. What'd you find this week, bro?
Oh, April K.
April K. Ooh, she kind of fine.
Well, Hurley's going to blur it out or Josh's going to blur it out so we can't really see April K. We
Yeah,
don't
you
gotta
guys
give
can't
her-
see
yeah.
them.
But if you're watching on the YouTube, we do post these as well so you can read along. They're
Yeah, we don't
hilarious.
make this
Yeah.
shit up.
We do not. I could not make
I
this
think
shit
it's
up.
I think it's what makes it actually funny. Jeff and I actually had a discussion last week. We started finding Yelp reviews for correctional facilities.
We did read some out loud on here, yes. So this one's from over 5 years ago, so I did some digging for these ones. All right, April K says, if you like to pay $10 to dance in a sticky, non-ventilated, non-air conditioned dive bar with ratchet girls and a cloud of other people's smelly farts, here's your chance. The 1 star is for the great DJ playing good music.
Sounds like a bad movie theater.
That's a
The
tough one.
$1 movie theater.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
$10. $10 5 years ago is still pretty cheap to get in a club.
I agree. Yeah.
So you just better be thankful.
Yeah, you better be thankful.
Yeah, you're only paying $10.
Yeah.
I bet you that's a place that $10 to get in, $2 beers, and like $1 shot specials. I used to DJ at a club and they'd be like 15 minutes. 50. He used to be the owner. Used to have to come up to me and tell me the specials. For the next 15 minutes, you get kamikaze shots
For $1.
Dude, we used to do 25-cent Coronas on Thursday.
People must get after it, huh?
Yo.
All right. Well, here's one from 3 years ago. Roger S. says, Interesting. We came to this place, paid the $25 cover. So 3 years ago, Roger played $25.
Well, it must have been a pretty decent place he went to.
Went downstairs, ordered 2 shots of Beam, as in Jim Beam, I guess.
I'd suppose so.
Bartenders gave us 2 glasses of champagne instead. 20 a pop. No problem. It was loud and she probably couldn't hear. We paid up without saying anything about it and moved to the end of the bar.
It's probably the only thing she knew how to make was her first day bartending.
She's just
like,
champagne?
What? Or she didn't speak English. She's just like, oh, champagne for you. Continue. I'm sorry.
5 minutes later, the bartender walks past us and yells, asshole. Nice. The other bartender subsequently refuses to serve my friend because we didn't tip. We tipped 25%. A third bartender comes over and pushes her way through us and gives us drinks. If I wanted to be cursed at for no apparent reason, I would start dating my ex again. It's a lot cheaper than going to this lame excuse for a club. Asshole.
That is good.
I'll get a few more today.
Wait. The other bar. So these sounds like these bartenders were very aggressive and getting the drinks wrong.
I mean, totally wrong. Beam and champagne do not sound.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, Chad M says,
always a Chad.
Dude, there's 2 Chads on here today.
No way.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even look at this shit.
2 people. Do people even go to
the last one looks killer, bro. I just saw one word.
Do people even go to dance clubs anymore? Some guy, I'll blank out his name, with a Secret Service earpiece was being a jerk. The reason I'm blanking out this guy's name, this is not part of it. The reason I'm blanking out this guy's name is because it's one of my best friends. So it's funny.
No way.
I swear to God, yeah. So do even people go to dance clubs anymore? Some guy named Beep with a Secret Service earpiece was being a jerk. He wouldn't let me in because of my skateboard. I got mad bread. I would have made it rain in there. I said I would co-check it. No go. I would just went to the lobby of another hotel. Everybody says it's way better up there anyway. Basements and overpriced drinks are for the birds. This guy said I would make it rain in there. He's got mad bread. Chad's got mad bread.
What is it, like Wonder Bread?
I don't know what kind of bread this dude got. All right.
Sick. I'm glad. He must have a lot of money if he has a talent. Everybody has a lot of money.
Well, he showed up in a skateboard, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the worst part, but, like, bro, come on, on a skateboard?
Shorts are the worst part.
Yeah. He might have had Jenko jeans on.
I think you can get in a club easier with a skateboard than shorts.
100% agreed. That's a fact.
Rick Ross agrees. This one, I'm ready. Let's go.
Chad C says...
It's actually...
This is the last
I can't
one
even think of something funny.
Chad C says, every Saturday they have terrible live music here. Complete garbage. The worst open mic. Bad music will chase away. Just awful. But we have a response.
William J., business owner.
Chad's a storyteller. We have karaoke since the day we opened. Not live music, shithead.
Wow, Chad must have been blasted.
Chad's a storyteller. We have karaoke since the day we opened. Not live music, shithead.
I'ma get on Yelp. I'ma get on Yelp.
Chad got it.
I'ma get on Yelp in a minute and review this piece of shit. Blaze.
We might have to change it to Chad's section.
Yeah.
Chad's Yelp Reviews.
That's sick. I watched something yesterday on Showtime, and they called, like, the white man equivalent of Karen is called a Todd.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's pretty funny.
Let's see what we got next.
What do we got next, bro?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, it's my tip of the week. We started a new segment if you want to hear anything about DJing, because I don't know much. I'm being honest. I don't know, Jeff.
All right, it's Jason's tip of the week. This week,
I don't know. You asked about. I thought it would be cool to talk about scratching a little bit.
Let's fucking talk about it. Let me give some parameters though, and you can go off on it because you obviously will anyways.
Sure.
Let's talk about different types of scratching.
Okay.
Let's talk about some advanced scratching stuff. And then let's talk about scratching into a record versus scratching out of a record.
This is pretty amazing because I know no terminology for any of these. So I'll try my best.
I
hate that so much. They're like, oh, you're a DJ? You go, wicka, wicka. Get the fuck out of here, bro. before I send Rick Ross and the cats after you. So scratching is
On a skateboard with Chad.
Todd too. Chad and Tad.
Chad and Todd.
Chad and Todd. So scratching, I don't really know how to do it very well. But here's my tip. Start slow. It's like making love to a woman. Very true. If you touch it too hard, you're going to make it jump. It's a fact. You have to learn how to do it gently or you're not going to do it right. So you start off really slow. You just don't even use the crossfader and you go and then you just I don't fucking know how to DJ, bro. This is so bad. I can't I'm starting to sweat.
Dude, you know how to scratch.
No. I think there's a scratch called a baby scratch.
We're not talking about terms of scratching, baby scratches.
No, it says different types, and I just said one. Well, baby scratch.
Okay, then crab scratch is baby scratch. Tell me how you learn the different types of scratching with using the fader, not using the fader.
I didn't. I listened to this guy named DJ Spinna. DJ Spinna.
Out of where?
New York City.
My glasses are fogging.
I know, it's so funny. I'm on fire. So Spinna went to SUNY Binghamton.
Yeah.
It's a college in my hometown. Spinna used to have a radio show called The Rude Rhythm Show.
Ooh, I like it. I like the sound of it.
Oh, my God. The music that came out of that. It was our version of Stretch and Bobbito. Like, you can't move that. Like, you have to hit that spot on the dial because it was like such a weak signal.
Yeah. It was like between 88.9 and 98.1. Yeah.
Like you like jump 1 second and it's like gone.
Yeah.
So that's where I heard that was my out. But besides, as far as hip hop goes at that time, the only source that I had was Yo MTV Raps. Besides Yo MTV Raps, I was fortunate enough to have the Rude Rhythm Show. My hometown wasn't the greatest, biggest place ever. So I just learned to listen how he did it, and I just try to intimidate it. I mean, I'm sorry, not intimidate it, but copy it. Yeah, that's a better word. So I just try to copy his style. And what his scratching style wasn't like scratching like Premiere and shit like that. It was like actually melodically scratching. So there's a difference.
So that's a different type of scratching.
I don't know if it's an actual term. I came up with it on my own.
I like it, though.
I try to scratch with the records, not against. So a lot of these, I'm a club DJ. I'm not a scratching turntablist. Although I respect it on a totally high degree, and I'm totally intimidation, but I can't do that stuff. I'd rather rock a crowd than be in tournaments, and that's just my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a clown, so what the fuck am I trying to say? I wanted to be able to perform, and a lot of guys that do these tournaments, that's all they do. They can't rock a crowd.
Right.
I wanted to be able to do both. I tried, I just like when Slash goes into a guitar solo, like he just feels it. It just happens. I did something the other day, shout out my guy Young Tut, and he was like, bro, the way you were teasing in that record was like amazing. I was like, I never even done that before. It's just so on the fly, which goes back to the first question. It just happened. Sometimes things just happen. Trial and error is the major key in DJing.
What about practice?
Oh, I've done my 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
hours.
And that's how you learn different.
Well, I learned how to try to scratch first because that's all I had was one turntable and a cassette deck. So I'd play the instrumental on a cassette deck and learn how to scratch in the next record. I never actually learned how to like melodically scratch. I learned how to scratch to play the next record.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So there's a difference in that.
Again, we've talked about this DJ before. I've seen a DJ that couldn't mix a record. He was just dropping them and scratching them in to the point where it was just rocking this party. And it wasn't like mixing bar to bar. He was just dropping them in the right place. And we used to call that needle dropping. When I was DJing with Kid Capri a long time ago, when Serato first came out, he had 0 cue points. This guy's literally picking up the needle and dropping it like we used to do it before.
Yeah.
So, like back in the day, I used to have to find, where the chorus was of the Jay-Z record. if I didn't want to play the verse. So I'd have to pick up the needle, trying to find it. You know, that was an art form in its own. That's why I didn't come up with YouTube videos describing stuff. So that's why I have a little bit of difficulty explaining this shit, because it just happened naturally for me.
Now, scratching into a record versus scratching out of a record, do you do both, or are you more into scratching? Are you more into beat matching into a song or scratching into a song? Beat matching out of a song or scratching out of a song?
It all depends on the vibe, man. I don't have particular, like, I scratch house records. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I do it and it sounds like shit. But then I put a mental cue as like, don't do that next time for that record. You know what I mean? It's just trial and error. And scratching into records, if you do it too much, becomes too. You have to go back and forth. You have to. I don't scratch over records a lot. Mm-hmm. I like taking. I like I did the other night with the. Whichever record I was teasing. Like, I was dropping the record, scratching it, then just completely going out of the record that I'm playing into the record that's playing at the moment. And it was vibing, dude. It just happened. It's like organically. That's awesome. A lot of my DJ style shit comes organically. So that's why I know we were joking around earlier, but it's why it's hard for me to explain what I'm doing, because I didn't have a teacher. I didn't have a YouTube. I didn't have things to explain this shit to me. It just happened organically. Mm-hmm. I remember one of the problems I had when I first started DJing and scratching was I fell. My friend, shout out my man, John. He was like one of the greatest DJs ever that just like gave it up and just became a cop. John Gleason. Shout out John Gleason, because he helped me out a lot too. He was just like, yo, you fall into these patterns of scratches like da-da-da-pah. Mm-hmm. And like I just found, I don't even know what the scratch is. I do a lot of like, and I drag the record back. I don't even know anybody that does that out in the club. So that's just something that I just, you know, I try to give a little pizzazz to these records. You know what I mean? So that's I try not to pizzazzy. So I try not to overdo it, because it's got to be the right setting. Some of the shit you do goes over people's heads, and what's the point in doing it? But I try to add something. I have to add. Me and Hurley could have the same 5 records. I'm gonna play them totally different than Hurley would. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not saying that Hurley's doing it the wrong way. I'm just gonna take it. Like, I was watching this new show on FX, David Chow's show, and it's pretty amazing.
I haven't seen it yet.
Instead of painting like a picture of you, I'm gonna it's gonna look crazy.
Right.
Instead of a portrait.
Right.
You know, Hurley's gonna paint a picture. It could look exactly like you. Mine's gonna have swirls over here and shit coming out over there. And,
right.
And that's just the way I am, because that's the way I project myself and I like to express myself.
Can you give me a scratch out of here?
Well,
yeah, I like that too. Well, no, that's a good way to explain it, because it and I agree with you. You know, being a DJ as well, you have to have your own flair to, and a flair is a scratch. How do you like that?
It is a scratch.
Wow,
Jeff probably knows more of the scratch names than I
flair
do.
Scratch. But you have to put your own flavor on it.
Well, there's a difference between scratching at your house and scratching at a club, though. Too.
That's true. Yeah. Especially when it sounds decent in your headphones, but magnified 10,000 times, doesn't always sound as good.
I got a quick story.
Give it to us.
It was a long time ago. I got Busta Rhymes.
Story time with Uncle. give me the intro one.
Oh, failure! He touches the button once and just blows it away. There you go.
Story time with Uncle Jason.
So, yeah, I get the shorter version. So Busta Rhymes comes to Binghamton University.
I'm glad we mentioned the names like right off the bat, but that's fine.
Was I not supposed to?
I mean, the names have not been.
Oh, mine's story time's different.
All right. Jason's story time tells us all the names. All right, go ahead. Jason's doing story time this week. I like it. Go ahead.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So Scratchator, shout out my guy Scratchator. I actually saw him when Busta came to Big Night Live a couple of years ago. It's so
crazy.
COVID doesn't even exist. But I used to see Scratchator at Tony Toka's parties that he used to do on Tuesdays at we forgot the name again.
I mean, he did it like 3 different places though. So.
No, it was the main place on the Lower East Side. We forgot the name last time. Whatever. It was such a dope room. So I get hired to open for Busta, and I'm doing sound check, and I never sat between 2 stacks of monitors before, so I scratched the kick drum, and it just fucking stabs my soul. Bro, I never felt music that loud and so powerful before, so it was pretty amazing to feel that.
Wait, let me try to find this right now. Is it at the Ainsworth?
No, man, this is like back in the day.
Oh, all right. Well, go on with your story. I'm ruining your story time.
No, you're not ruining. You never ruin anything. It's your birthday, bitch. You can do whatever you want.
Birthday's over.
It's your birthday week. So to feel like that scratch, like live for the first time, was like with a stack of monitors. Like it was Sutra Lounge.
Oh
no, it wasn't Sutra Lounge. Was it Sutra Lounge? Yeah, it was Sutra. Wow. That's what it was.
Well, I mean, not to take away from the stacks at Busta Rhymes thing. I mean,
I've never felt music that loud. So to scratch that in for the first time and feel what an actual kick drum feels like in a concert setting, was just like, holy shish kebabs.
well, the Grand and Memoir have Function 1 monitors.
Yeah, now I'm used to it, but for hearing it for the first time, it like
are those the loudest things ever? Function 1, those monitors.
Yeah. They're pretty loud, man. I try to be careful with it. I know guys around here that don't. That's not my style.
Why don't you say their names?
My ears.
No, I'm just kidding.
My ears are my money makers, dude. You got to protect them. I wear earbuds in the club.
I do as well.
I can't wear it when I'm DJing yet, though. So that's my tip. So opening for Busta was pretty cool.
That's your story
and
time.
Scratchator said that he usually does it, but this time he was going to let me rock, and I'm so grateful to this day for letting him let me rock.
Scratchator.
Hit it.
Give it to me. Story time with Uncle Jason.
Yeah, it's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, this just in. Directly from the PNN Network, Positive News with your host, Uncle Jeff.
We get to positive news. Music news.
Yeah, I saw this and I thought it was super amazing. I wanted to share it.
Shout out to Jason for sharing it. So Mass Appeal. Can you tell what Mass Appeal is?
Mass Appeal is that's Nas's little thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all. Was it the wait? Well, this is what I'm confused about, and I don't think it's my own fault, people. I'm sorry. Was Mass Appeal the magazine first, or is it a totally different thing?
Correct. It was.
So it was Mass Appeal the magazine, and Nas took it over. Mm-hmm. Took over the magazine and turned it into a label. Is it a label or is it his management company?
I think it's more of a management company. We can look that up, though.
I think it's a label.
So anyways, so they named 2 key executive hires, 2 trailblazing women who will play a pivotal role in elevating and expanding the entertainment company's presence. So shout out to Jessica Rivera. She's going to serve as the general manager of music, overseeing the creative and day-to-day operation of Mass Appeal's music division, label, and publishing.
It is a label. Yeah. See, I knew it.
And contributing across Mass Appeal's other 2 divisions in content and creative services. Then Jenya Meggs will serve as Senior Vice President of Content, which alongside Mass Appeal Chief Creative Officer Sasha Jenkins, she will spearhead programming strategies and partnerships of the company's content slate. So 2 women coming in.
That's amazing. Shout out to all my strong women out there.
Rising to the top. Mass Appeal, which has been around for a long, long time. And still going strong.
Still going, because Nas turned a magazine into a label, which has Dave East, Fashawn, Run the Jewels. Mm-hmm. Well, they have ELP. Shout out ELP, man. Killer Mike. I guess they all have separate. And DJ Shadow's on Mass Appeal. Yes, so I guess bringing in these female execs, they want to expand their artist roster.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's amazing.
So shout out to Mass Appeal. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Jessica and Jenya.
Shout out to Nas for like changing the game, man. Like with Jay-Z, like to see these people still in the game and, you know, prospering off not only the music, but then like what was that thing you got to we talked about?
Oh, I mean, he was part of like that Coinbase.
Coinbase, yeah. To see like these.
I mean, to talk about Nas, like, and so we've talked about him in story time, but it's not just of music; it's so many different things. It's pretty amazing that he keeps coming up.
Like
and
Jay,
and with Jay as well, yeah. And it's just not music stuff. It's pretty amazing, yeah. So congratulations to everybody out there, Mass Appeal.
For sure. I think they're doing great things. I love Dave East. Know what I listened to this weekend?
What's that?
That I got to put you on is that Tyler the Creator's new album, because that shit is so good.
Hosted by DJ Drama.
Hosted by DJ Drama.
Wow.
Yep, for sure.
Wow.
He said he always wanted to have a mixtape. He was so inspired by those Drama mixtapes, and he always wanted to create one his own, so he made his album with it. So
You know what? I think we should have an entertainment segment next week, and we'll start off with Tyler the Creator and going over that.
yeah, man, let's do
How's
that.
that sound?
I like that, and then we can talk about some shit we seen on TV.
like
I
that.
said, that thing about the Todds.
Oh yeah,
That's a new show called 20s on Showtime. That's really good.
yeah. We can talk about music shows, entertainment shows. I like
we
that.
keep everything in the culture.
We'll tape it
you know
in
what I'm
there.
saying?
Another great show, Jason. Nice job, guy.
Awesome. Yo, thanks y'all for tuning in. For
so
sure.
check us out at.
I'm the promoter.
Yeah.
I'm the promoter. I fail this every time. I am the DJ, but he's the promoter. But you can find us at I'm the promoter.
He's the DJ.
on Instagram.
And all the social platforms.
Jeff London _.
Bang right here.
IG.
And you're under.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, no, right there.
Right
That's
there.
me.
Oh, that's right there.
I got to go.
And make sure you get your merch at bignightshop.com.
Get that merch. You get our shirts. You can have a picture.
Check us
of my
out. Be in
beautiful
touch.
little
Thanks for
dog.
listening. Appreciate it. Peace.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Jeff London, DJ Jason